Listen, it's lockdown. No one looks good. Hello quarantine buddies and welcome back. I thought I would keep up with my weekly videos just so you guys know that I'm alive, which I most certainly am, although I am kind of slowly losing my mind in lockdown. Also, the setup looks a bit weird and different at the moment. That's because I'm having to film this in my bedroom and I'm a bit limited on space right now. Screw it, we're doing Ask a Photographer. What is your favourite travel destination? In general, probably, I don't know, Cyprus is definitely up there. I spent a month living out in Cyprus and absolutely loved it. It's still one of my favourite places. New York is a photographer's dream. Like, it's just stunning. I have a few pictures that I did take from 5 years ago when I went at the ripe old age of 19. I was talking to someone about this earlier today. You can go back to New York whenever. Maybe not right now actually, but you can keep going back and each time there'll be so many new cool things for you to do. You will never run out of things to do in that city, and it's got some real history. Is this kind of cheating? I don't think it is. I have to pick a place from my recent backpacking trip, which was Tromsø. Stunning. Honestly, like, so beautiful. Norway in itself is a beautiful country, but there's something about Tromsø, I just absolutely loved it, particularly when it was just caked in snow. I felt like I was walking through Narnia. It was like a different world entirely. Is there anything you wouldn't photograph? Something that doesn't interest you? I'm not big into sports photography. Like, I think sports photography in and of itself is completely fine, there's nothing wrong with it, and that's going to be the case with most things here. I don't think I would do sports photography simply because I don't think I'm very good at it, and again, I've never tried. But also, I would find some ridiculous way to injure myself. I don't know, just get clocked on the head with a football or something. So yeah, like, I don't have much interest in sport photography, but I do know sports photographers who do an awesome job, and they love their job, and that's that. I have done family, child and baby photography in the past, just really because they were jobs. However, it's not exactly where my passions lie, but then again, it depends on the child actually. I've had some absolute angel babies and I've also had spawns of the devil. I mean, I'm not even really maternal either. I don't want children, so maybe that's another big reason. I don't think I'm good with kids. I just sort of stare at them and they stare at me and it just kind of goes on and on like that for eternity. Or paparazzi. I hate that. Imagine stalking someone for several blocks, harassing them with your camera just because they're famous. It's an absurd concept used to sell awful gossip magazines that make people feel terrible. The paparazzi are very invasive and they're just, I don't like them. I guess, I don't know, maybe, can I say this in this video? Like, the adult entertainment industry might be one that I don't necessarily say I'd feel uncomfortable, but it would be quite strange. I guess you'd get used to it after a time, but I don't know, I can't really picture myself doing that. Not that there's anything wrong with that job, again. And a funny story, actually, concerning this. The first person I had to photograph by myself in my first studio job was a professional dominatrix, and she was lovely. Tips for self-portraiture, please. Invest in a remote shutter release, because trust me, you do not want to be running back and forth from where you're positioned to the camera. It's a nightmare, it's time consuming, it stresses you out, and if you have a little remote with you, you can just sort of tweak the position as is and not have to worry about getting it right every single time. That way you have a multitude of images to choose from. Maybe even experiment with burst mode if you want to. I would also highly suggest, if you're able to, if your camera has Wi-Fi, then use the Wi-Fi to sync it up to your phone to see what you're doing, or alternatively, if it is compatible with your camera, you can get an app. It makes a world of difference when you're not squinting at the LCD screen of your camera, which may be ages away. Have fun with reflections, and it doesn't have to be a mirror, it can be water, glass, no matter what, you can always try something interesting with that. Another thing I would highly suggest, if you are able to, is shooting tethered. So you can see the image on your tablet, computer screen, laptop, whatever you're using, and it will help you sort of determine what to change and what to keep, rather than shooting a full set of images and then realising, oh, none of these look good, I should have done this, or something. Also, don't be afraid to get on a little bit of amateur dramatics and portray some emotion, or just be very mindful of what your face is doing. Always relax, because if you look stiff and uncomfortable, that will come across and the whole thing will just look awkward. This next bit of advice I kind of stole from Sorella Moore, but bed sheets. It doesn't have to be a bed sheet, it can be any kind of fabric you want, scarf, blanket, doesn't matter really, but play around with that material, because you can make some really interesting shapes and forms with that, even if you're using it as a piece of clothing, or you're using it as a prop, something that you're holding on to, something that is, you know, you're pulling on. It really doesn't matter. There are several ways that I have used a bland, boring bedsheet to my advantage in my self-portraits. You could create several. You could do a little catalogue with a running theme. You could take one key word and turn it into an entire concept. Also, floating or levitating self-portraits are really fun. I have actually done a video on this in the past explaining how I did it. Get creative, forget the camera is there, keep trying until you have the perfect image, take as many as you can, and just have fun, most importantly. How did you find a photography course? I personally went to university to study it, and I made that decision not that long before I applied, to be honest. I was still stuck in my sixth form college, like, I wonder what I could do. And then I thought, yeah, I might as well go and study photography, and I'm glad that I did, because I believe that it helped shape my understanding and get me to where I am now. I also had opportunities I wouldn't have had I not gone to university. However, you don't necessarily need to go to university or college to be a photographer. In fact, you don't really need any qualifications to be a photographer. I mean, like, you need to know what you're doing, sure, but that comes with experience and time. The most important thing to remember in all of this is technology is your best friend. One of the best things about living in this digital age is that you can just set up your computer, or even just open your phone right now, right this second, and there is an unlimited amount of data to choose from. You could go online now and type in how to become a photographer, how to set up a business, how to do this, how to do that, and you will find so much information, like endless blogs, YouTube videos, all kinds of stuff. And the downside is that it's also very overwhelming. It becomes information overload, and suddenly you get so stuck in trying to start the thing that you never actually start. But I would say your best bet is to look online, look for photography clubs in your local area, join those. If you actually want to go on a course, see what local colleges are doing photography courses. Photography is such a popular, not just career choice, but hobby as well. People who take photography courses, they don't always want to pursue it as a career. Some just want to refine their skills a little bit. It doesn't even have to be in person. Masterclass and Skillshare are two of the biggest online courses going right now. And they have courses on anything you want, not just photography. Of course, these two you do pay for, but they are worth it. Do you have clients? How do you approach them? I have touched on this in my previous video, I think, but I can't remember exactly what I said, so I'm just gonna bring up a few quick bullet points now. I do have clients, yes, and frequent collaborators. One of the most effective ways that I go about meeting potential new clients is to go to networking events. And if there isn't a networking event happening, screw it, throw a party. Not now. After the coronavirus, throw your own party, invite different people from different areas and industries. Maybe you have a friend who's a musician, maybe that friend knows someone who's a DJ, maybe that DJ knows a few makeup artists or models. And if you don't really know how to throw a party, or you want to go to just a normal networking event, then Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or Twitter. Technology, once again, is your best friend. We have all the information right here. We could just go on our social media, join a group, and see what's going on. Facebook in particular is great for these groups. I am part of several myself. Also, if you are on these groups, be a bit more active on them. Maybe share your own work, or ask a question, or comment on people's posts, politely of course. Otherwise, you can advertise on social media. A lot of this is you do have to pay for. However, if you have a really good website and you have business cards and the right contacts and everything looks neat and professional, then you should be fine. There's nothing to be worried about. Also, I realised that I completely forgot to mention this part whilst I was filming. When you actually approach these potential clients, you have to approach them with confidence, not just in your body language and how you present yourself in your portfolio, but also you need to be confident in your own prices. And if you're showing the client your portfolio and you're critiquing every image or adding little side comments, it's not going to be a good look. You're going to look insecure and unsure in your own work. Be friendly and outgoing, but don't be clingy or annoying. Everybody had to start somewhere, so don't be too shy or embarrassed to just put yourself out there. But that is it for today's video. I hope you found this informative and I hope you enjoyed it. Stay safe. Please don't go out unless you need to. If you did enjoy this video, then don't forget to leave a like and also hit that subscribe button and hit that bell for notifications. Thank you as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care and stay safe. Why am I still so bright? Oh my god. Oh no. One of the most